FPSU. I am also first-generation immigrant from Mexico, and I am actually the relative of an undocumented relative, so this is very dear to my heart. Like many families, we value the time we spend with our loved ones and recognize how important it is to keep those familial bonds intact. Unfortunately, many immigrant families are threatened to be torn apart and broken up by anti-immigration, xenophobic legislation. Here in Florida, we are not immune to hateful rhetoric and discriminatory legislation. For the upcoming legislative session, there are 7 bills slated for legislation that criminalize mothers, fathers, even children, and separate families. As a mother, as a Latina, as a first-generation immigrant, as a community advocate, I am here to tell you, Tallahassee, and Mr. Trump, we are not your scapegoats. We are not your chess pieces to be used for political gains. We are hardworking Floridians. We contribute in our communities. We contribute in tourism and agricultural business. We are also business owners who have generated $13 billion in our state's economy. Why would we hurt Florida's economy with these xenophobic bills? And shame on Latino representatives like Representative Carlos Trujillo selling out his community for political gains. We voters don't forget, Mr. Trujillo, your term will be up for grabs one day, and we will make sure we elect a representative that keeps families intact. And by the way, it's a miscaricature to assume that only Mexican immigrants are being criminalized. There will be 30,000 Cuban immigrants who have deportation orders facing the same criminalization as their Mexican and Central American brethren. So that's a message to Republican Cubans. I'm just throwing that out there for you. The Fight for 15 campaign acknowledges that all workers, regardless of their status, deserve to live and work with dignity and respect in the state of Florida. It behooves us as Floridians to say no to hurtful legislation that harms families and our economy. Our country's strength has always been because of its contributions by immigrants. This is no different today. Instead of working at the legislature to pass good laws that protect the hardworking people of Florida, like raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour, our politicians are doing the complete opposite, passing laws that will hurt more families and hurt our economy. We are also voters, 2 million strong. When 1 out of 5 Floridians is an immigrant, you don't think they have relatives that can vote? You best believe they are related to one of those 2 million voters. My goal this year is to become a U.S. citizen and register to vote this November. It will be my first time voting in this country, and I want to exercise my right supporting those candidates that support my family and my friends, not those who attack us. And I invite every Latino in Florida to make sure you are registered to vote and you go out in November with all your family, friends, and neighbors to vote. It's time to make our voice count with our vote. And here's a personal message to Donald Trump. Mr. Trump, if you want to make America great again, then you need to bring back the American dream to everyone. That dream was promised to your grandparents when they immigrated here. And that promise needs to be for the generations of immigrants today, the hardworking families who deserve a living wage, to live with dignity, and to live without fear. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maria. You're right. You do matter.